Well, and Tekla's exactly right. Each company is different, and it can change in the middle of a project based upon difference in management or difference in direction of a project. But Zoho was an interesting one. I think it's something that we really need to pay attention to. Zoho is a very unique technology company out of India. They have figured out how not to go to the big cities. They specifically do not go into big cities and compete for labor in the big cities. And so in India, they're located in small cities all around, and they've really figured it out. Well, when they came to Texas, they actually are a Silicon Valley company in the US. They were located in Silicon Valley, and they moved an operation to Austin. And they set up a software company in Austin. I think they have, well, they're actually going down because ours is going up. And they're also in Mexico. I think they're in 112 countries around the world. And so one day we get a call from the mayor's office. And the mayor says, look, I got this telephone call from these guys out of Austin, a company called Zoho, and they want to talk to us about setting something up here. He says, it must be some sort of a retail or something like that. And so I called him up immediately and talked to Tejas and Raju, who are the two key North American leaders of Zoho. And we started talking. He says, look, and this is interesting. This is how companies start looking at this. They came to Austin, set up the operation. Austin, they've been there probably 4 years. They have never met anyone from Austin, not from the city of Austin. Nothing, no one. They have been trying to get a permit to build a new building, or to get a building that's already built, an occupancy permit, and it's been 6 months that they haven't been able to get an occupancy permit. And so Austin was not supporting them at all. And so, but what they were also finding, and this was, you know, at a time, they've been here, what, a year and a half or close to 2 years, I think. They arrived just at the same time that most of the tech companies were coming in and hiring people like crazy. So finding tech people in Austin, they were giving bonuses for software designers and things and engineers. I mean, you know, they would go there, stay there until their bonus requirement was up, and then they'd move to another one. So they were having a tough time getting people. And as I say, they typically, big cities is not where they go. They really understand how to support jobs and operations in smaller cities. And so they called and says, look, we're having a difficult time finding people in Austin and keeping people in Austin. And so here, and they said a month or so ago at that time, we said we need to increase the area that we're looking for people. And they did some advertising. I don't know whether it was online, probably online, but I don't know how. And they said, we started getting resumes from this place called McAllen. And they said, where's McAllen? And they started looking at it, and they hired a group, 6 or 7 from the McAllen area. And he said they were some of the best designers they had. And so then they said they started bringing more in, and all of a sudden they were getting all these people coming from McAllen. They were some of their better in the valley, and some of their, you know, their top most promising employees. And so they said, we need to go down there and look, because this fits our model. So they came down. We spent all day here. Went to the community college, went to university, and really sat down and talked to them. They says, we want to locate here. And then we had to find a building, and as we've probably read, there's no buildings down here. We don't have any buildings. That's another issue that we have to deal with, that Tekla was mentioning, I think, indirectly. And so we had to find a place. Well, we happened to have an office at the Foreign Trade Zone that we had available, and so we said, we'll put you in there. And so we did. Well, they outgrew that office in 6 months. And so then they needed something else. So then we put them in the incubator downtown on Main Street in McAllen, and they completely redid the second and third floor. I mean, they completely redid it free. And then they said, we need more land. And so they said, we'd like to find about 90 or 100 acres to build a campus on. Okay? And so we found them a 90-acre tract, and they are, I don't know whether they've signed it yet or not, but I'm sure they have. They're going to build a campus there. Their intent is to have somewhere a minimum of 500 and as many as 1,000 software engineers and designers here. In addition to that, the owner, it's a privately held company, a little bit like SpaceX in that the guy that owns it controls it, and he's buying other tech companies. He's bought an automation company. He owns a semiconductor company. He owns there's another one that he owns, I forget what it is, and he's looking at putting those here on that campus. So what we're looking at is long-term, we're looking at that company that called the mayor's office just out of the blue, turning around and probably creating thousands of jobs here. High-paying, good-paying, high-paying jobs. And so you never know, but you have to be ready for it. They were unique. Most companies come in, as Teklo says, with a very set, this is what we have to have. If you can't supply it, we're gone. See ya. And a lot of that has to do with the workforce. And if we can't supply them, it's not a matter of being able to supply the current needs of the company, but they're wanting to see what that pipeline is for labor 15 years from now. Because these investments are 15, 20 years at least.
Exactly. Thank you, Keith. So